The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted. We got a great show for you today coming from New York City, the media capital of the world. Let's get the American Dream started right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about this show? It's totally unscripted.
Here we are, Times Square, the city never sleeps.
Yeah.
So I actually started in New York City when I was 21 years old. I had an internship right down the street at MTV when I used to actually play music.
Yeah.
I got dropped here, a guy from the Midwest, knew nobody, but got to know the city, fell in love with this city, and 9/11 happened, ended up back in the Midwest, was finishing school. Well, ended up being a college dropout, tripped and stumbled into this real estate game.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I ended up in Southern California, so it's so funny to come full circle to launching the American Dream, a national TV show now in 23 cities in New York City, and how it's all come full circle.
I love it because not only do I get to know more stories, we get to amplify them over 23 cities. Now, of course, New York City.
Well, it's the family,
Yep.
it's the home, and then it's the location and the lifestyle. Like
Yeah.
it all kind of comes together. And one of the things we're trying to do with this show is highlight these different communities all across the country. You recently brought us Ben Bacal.
Yeah.
And when we talk about things like the American Dream, there's nothing wrong with dreaming big.
Yes.
A $250 million listing.
The biggest.
Yeah.
The biggest.
So here's what we did. Took a helicopter ride,
Yep.
$250 million listing on the West Coast. Let's go check it out. Dream and I have been invited by San Diego's premier luxury realtor, a friend of our show, the Seth O'Byrne. And we're giving LA's leader in luxury real estate, Ben Bacal, a helicopter tour of what San Diego has to offer in the luxury real estate market from the sky. Buckle up.
I've been traveling the entire country, launching the American Dream all across the United States, and in each market we isolate the elite realtors in every market. Today we did something fun. We brought Ben Bacal, who is the #1 agent for luxury up in LA.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. It has a $250 million listing right now, amongst many other. A great portfolio. And we got Seth O'Byrne, who you see on the show all the time, who is our expert out of San Diego. Of course, on his phone, but we're just touring America's finest city, maybe having a little in-air debate about LA and San Diego from two of the best nationwide. When you approach a luxury home and you're taking it to market, what are some of the strategies that help move that house?
I spend anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month on those luxury listings because everyone's on their phone.
Yep.
I want those listings, viral on your phone. So that's what I implement. And of course, for the super high-end properties, we'll have a PR company come in and strategize and build stories around the property and try to get free editorials as much as we can.
Is there, obviously there's a lot of thought that goes into it, but it's not for sure what that property is going to sell for when you list it for 20, 30, 40 million, right? I mean, there's some guesswork there.
No, when you're in that 20 to 30 million dollar mark, you know that they're going to sell for pretty close to that. It's when you're pushing in that 40 to 250 stratosphere.
Yeah.
Then it's a bit different game, but. The price per square foot has been, we're really price per square foot driven in Los Angeles. We're lucky because we have the comps to back it up. So you can say like a house down the street sold for $3,000 a foot or $2,500 a foot. Museum quality stuff is selling for about $2,500 a foot.
Share with me a story, an example of something you've moved recently.
Recently we did a house for $48 million, and it's a New York buyer that came out and bought it. And then we have a lot of buyers from the UK that are venture capital, private equity. A lot of Chinese are buying, and then mostly it's domestic because the United Emirates dollar is pegged to the US dollar, and this the British thing. Everything's in flux. So right now it's really domestic, but I do advertise in like Camju and luxuryrealestate.com and Prestige MLS, and I put it in Mandarin. The listings I'll translate them, and also on YouTube I'll translate them. But essentially they're coming out here and they're hiring me, looking for their home of their dreams, and like the big listings spending like $10,000 a month, pushing them so they're where their screens your house is going to be, right?
Yeah, so really, even though in some ways, obviously, luxury real estate has been known for being cutthroat, kind of to the opposite, you have to be collaborative with the other partners out there, right?
Yeah, you really have to, exactly. You got to be collaborative with your fellow associates, and you got to maintain that relationship. Getting exclusive listings, they're great, but often they trade hands really quickly. You get a 6-month listing, and it doesn't trade, and then you pass it off to the next guy, and then boom, it could sell, which is okay. It's just the name of the game, right?
Ben, you got any final remarks about San Diego?
Well, from the air, I really got a really terrific perspective. Thank you, Seth, for showing me all the different areas. They're beautiful. Those hillside, those cliffside properties were extraordinary. I couldn't believe what I saw. And the value that you get for beachfront property is exceptional. I'm looking to maybe buy something one day. That'd be cool.
Hope you enjoyed, and cheers to your American dream.
People come here to succeed, and if you don't succeed here, you don't stay. So owning a media company in Southern California to spread across the country, doing it city by city, and then New York City becoming our 23rd, it's the place where you're bringing the best of the best. In the media capital of the world, owning a media company, this is where you want to get to. Look at me now. I mean, it's just one of those things now where we have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
We've pulled major partners, sponsors, and got this momentum where we're here to launch.
All right, welcome back to the American Dream. This time we're talking about charity as well as the real estate market in Charlotte. I get to speak with Keeley Brown Tase. She is the broker of Keeley & Company, powered by eXp Realty. Keeley, thanks so much for coming on the American Dream.
Absolutely, thank you.
Of course. So I know that you were involved in the charity Purple Stride. Can you tell us more about your involvement and what's the charity's mission?
Yes, definitely. So Purple Stride is an annual Charlotte event where we walk/run. I walk, I don't run, but for raising awareness for pancreatic cancer. And there is a really sad statistic. 5-year survivors is only 9% with this disease. So and I have a personal friend. The charity is near and dear to my heart. My friend Amelia King was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer stage 3B, which is pretty serious, 7.5 years ago. And today she is cancer-free and surviving and thriving. And it's just amazing because that's so unheard of with this disease. So this event gives hope to a really, really ugly disease and deadly. So love doing it every year.
That statistic is absolutely terrifying, but what a cool story that your friend is 7 years, and what a cool thing that Purple Stride does to help make a difference, because that's all we can do is stand together and try to help make a difference in that.
Exactly.
Transitioning into, the real estate market, how was that in your real estate business in August?
Yeah, so the numbers just came out for August, and they are, for the 4th consecutive month, they have cooled off a bit. and they are from last year, so year over year, they are down about 6% from where we were last year. So cooling a little bit, and we have noticed this, and I've talked to other top agents, and the market's cooling just a little bit, but that's okay because it's been so hot. However, in the price range of $200,000 to $300,000, it remains just crazy and multiple offers and low inventory. So that's good. So we continue to stay really busy in that space. One thing I wanted to talk about, and I spoke to the Charlotte Business Journal 2 weeks ago about this, is homes that are priced at $500,000 and above and into that luxury market, unless they are priced exactly where they should be and they are looking really good and ready for market, they will sit on the market and there will be considerable price reductions on them. This is what we're seeing. We've seen it all summer long, and these savvy buyers are just not, they're not overpaying for luxury. So that's something that has continued to exist here in Charlotte.
Sure, that's a really good point. Buyers are savvy. They are getting to know the market more, and they can see when a property isn't ready. And I know you're a great agent who preps properties properly for listing. And I know you've got a great listing over there on Alexander Road. Can you talk to us about it?
I do, yes. I'm excited about this. So this is a big, beautiful custom home in South Charlotte. It is literally 2 minutes from the Arboretum Shopping Center. It is the best school district you can get really in our state. And what I love about this home, it's almost 6,000 square feet, but it's got 3 bedrooms on the first floor, one being the master and then 2 other with ensuite bathrooms with them. So it is just a gorgeous home. It's got another garage in the back with secondary living quarters upstairs. It is priced well under what it appraised for at $899,000, and I would just love it. Hopefully there's some pictures scrolling behind me of it, and I would just love to show it to you, so please reach out to me to do that. It's a beauty.
It sounds beautiful, and I love watching your face light up about it because it just sounds like one of those properties you're really passionate about. So, Keeley, thank you for highlighting that property, for talking about Purple Stride. We appreciate all the differences you're making charity-wise and in real estate, so thanks so much.
Thank you.
Of course. Thanks so much for watching The American Dream. We'll be right back with more.
The show's called The American Dream, right? There's only one city in the country that has an Ellis Island. You know, this is a place where people have come for hundreds and hundreds of years to stake out their claim in what is the American Dream. And so having a show called The American Dream, launching in a place known to found the American Dream is a huge deal. What I love most about San Diego is the pace. People move here because they know that life is short. You gotta live it in a place that recognizes that. You know, I would always joke I can go from business suit to wetsuit in 15 minutes on a Friday afternoon. I think I've got it beat. I've got it down to about 12 minutes now. That's what living in San Diego is about. Today I'm going to take you guys to a property that we just put on the market in Sapphire Tower. This condo is probably one of the best properties, one of the best views in all of San Diego. On the way, we're going to pick something up special for the sellers. We're going to go to Donut Bar. Actually, it's here right now. Let's get some donuts. Could I get some creme brulee and then a Boston cream and a chocolate euphoria? I was gonna have a beer, but I think it's too early.
It's not too early, sir. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Thanks. When you're in downtown San Diego, you might walk right by it and think it's nothing, but the Donut Bar has been on USA Today, it's been on the Thrillist, it's been on TripAdvisor. This is probably one of the hottest donut bars in America, and we got it in our backyard. This penthouse listing is actually really personal to me because not only do we have a listing on one of the most expensive penthouses downtown San Diego, I was working on this project when I was 19 years old as an intern for the builder. So to come around 16 years later and have a listing of this caliber is something that really means a lot to us. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 3,000 square feet. But you're not just buying it because of the stats, you're buying it because of the materials, you're buying it because of the Sub-Zero commercial wine fridge, the Miele, the Wolf. All these materials are absolute top of the line. And for an affluent penthouse buyer, they're the units, materials that you would really want. The reason I would buy this property is this room right here. One of my favorite rooms in the penthouse is the master bedroom. It's got floor-to-ceiling, wall-to-wall windows. It overlooks over $2 trillion in downtown penthouse living. You can see out of this window to Mexico. You can see Coronado Islands in the San Diego Bay. I like to joke that this is a 50 Shades of Grey style penthouse. And I like to think that Christian Grey himself would love this one feature that he has right here. And this is a hidden staircase, in case you have guests that need to leave in a hurry. You know, the reality is for $3 million you could buy a lot of house, right? But you can't replicate this view. You know, that beach across the street, that's a white sand beach I surfed out this morning. For a local San Diegan, you know you're looking at basically the best of our city all in one shot. So as great as the inside of this property is, you realize that it takes all of it to make it one of the best properties in San Diego.
All right, and cut. Good job, guys.
We're done?
We're done.
You want a donut?
Yes.
Everybody has decided, they've made that conscious decision that they choose positivity, that they still believe America is a staircase, and that there's a possibility for everybody to go up. People rejecting negativity and choosing positivity. People deciding that they want to do more with their businesses, more with their time, more with their families, and take part in this incredible economic opportunity we have to be in this country. And so what's so cool is everyone's story is completely different, and this company is thriving as a business, at the same time creating a tremendous amount of social good.
All right, welcome back to the American Dream. I've got 2 great guests with me today. We are going to cover home warranties. I've got with me Nathalie Terry. She is the broker and owner of Terry Realty Group. She's brought with her Don Neary, a senior account executive with Old Republic Home Protection. Nathalie and Don, thanks so much for being here with us on the American Dream.
Hi, thanks for having us again.
Of course.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So Nathalie, I want to start with you. I want you to tell us about Dawn, your guest, and why you've brought her here today.
You know, I've had the privilege of working with Dawn for the last 18 years, and Dawn is truly an expert when it comes to warranties with Old Republic. And so I'm just really excited to have her, just because we've worked together for so long. And I can't tell you how many times having a home warranty in place has really made the difference in my client's transaction after the fact, too.
It truly is important to have a home warranty specialist that you can really rely on for a realtor. That relationship's really important. Now, Dawn, how does the home warranty, you think, how does that provide a peace of mind for the seller? Because it's for the buyer, but it does give a peace of mind to the seller. Explain that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the biggest advantage that the home warranty provides to the seller is that it can reduce some out-of-pocket costs, or expenses, I should say, towards covered repairs and or replacements that may occur during the listing period. So, you know, they don't always know that things are going to go wrong. So it's nice to have that assurance that if something does go wrong, that the home warranty is going to take care of that for them. And then the biggest thing is that they don't have to pay for it unless the house closes. So even if we do a repair, they do not have to pay us any money.
That's awesome.
If the house does not close.
Sounds like a win-win completely all around. It sounds like you get peace of mind. Don't even have to pay if the house doesn't even sell. So it's a good safety cushion for everyone. Now, Nathalie, when it comes to home warranties, who do you recommend them to?
I like to recommend home warranties to my owner-occupied properties as well as my rental properties, because having that warranty in place is such a critical component of the transaction, of giving the buyer that peace of mind after they close. And you know, in this environment, we have a lot of investors that are buying rental properties, and having a home warranty in place for them is really an additional layer of peace of mind for them, you know, after the closing, when they put that tenant in place.
Absolutely. How many times would you say you've seen just a home warranty come in really handy for one of your clients?
a lot over the last 18 years, you know, and I love it when I get the email from Dawn that says, your client received service. Those are really exciting emails because, you know, it really tells me that, you know, they are using the warranty. And, you know, I just think that's a really positive thing.
Probably gives you some solace knowing that they're covered no matter what happens. There's a lot that can happen with a home, a lot that can't happen with a home, but at least you're covered. So Dawn and Natalie, I appreciate you two coming on, explaining home warranties, for coming on The American Dream. We look forward to having you ladies again.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks so much for watching The American Dream. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back. It's time now for our Mortgage Minute. I get to speak with Rick Melville. He is the Senior Mortgage Planner for Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation. Rick, thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, Kara, I really appreciate coming on here. I love being able to share good information for American consumers.
Of course, we love having you. And today we are talking about strategies to cut mortgage costs while increasing equity using mortgage planning, even if you don't have a huge down payment. How can people do that?
Well, I'll give you an example. A customer came to me and really wanted to reduce his mortgage insurance costs, but he only had a small down payment. So we came up with some mortgage planning solutions whereby we put him in a 25-year loan, which reduced his mortgage insurance costs. And by the time he's done, he will have saved about $142,000 over the life of that loan. So using planning can really help everybody gain a lot of equity and save a lot of money. He's going to use that money to buy a beach condo.
Wow, I was going to say $142,000 is no small amount of money, so that's pretty awesome. That little bit of planning with you helps tremendously. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Oh yeah, glad to be here.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. The American Dream now spans coast to coast, all across the country and everywhere in between. The whole idea to empower the mindset of the American Dream. Did it from New York City today. This is actually the place I started in media, working for MTV, living in Chinatown. I'll never forget my first day in Union Square, which is where this $18 million pad is. Met my roommate, and he said, hey man, let me show you around New York City. Show you what this town has to offer. So we walked up here to Union Square. And I'll never forget, he sat down and he said, sewing, grab yourself a piece of real estate. This is a great place to take a nap. Put his arms behind his head, laid back down. So my first day, almost 20 years ago in New York City, I took a nap in the street. So to be back here, launching the show, spreading positive information, and empowering the mindset of the American Dream, quite the honor. Thanks so much for watching the show. Hope you enjoyed it from New York City and all the areas we covered. That's all for today. Hope you can follow us on social media. I'm gonna go take a nap.